So you'll look at this, you'll actually use it.
Yeah, yeah.
For Harold Ellerby, the Farmer's Almanac was more than just a book.
Doesn't it tell you about fishing as well?
It was a family tradition passed down through generations of farming.
My dad, he used it quite a bit, and I have an older sister that she still uses it. My mom, she would always reference it, and she would tell me that you can't plant that until, you know, after Good Friday or after Easter or after the cold snap, and she got all that information from the Farmer's Almanac. These are our collard greens.
Ellerby's family has been farming since 1959, when his father bought 70 acres and grew watermelons, collard greens, cabbage, and cucumbers.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like a turnip.
While Harold has expanded to crops his father never grew, like broccoli and kale,
We also have my daikon radishes over here.
he says he never really relied on almanacs like previous generations did.
I never really used it. I may have used it maybe once or twice, but I read through it. So I always had to go over to her house to ask her when to plant certain things, especially things that my father never grew.
At Bluefield Berry Farm,
So what we usually do is just pull the covers.
Will Duncan has a similar story. The blueberry operation has been around for over 60 years, and the almanac was always present, though not always for farming.
It's been around a long time, I know that. I've seen people in my family refer to it occasionally. My mom used to always look in it to try and predict snowfalls in the winter. She loves snow. They're all picked by hand.
Duncan says the almanac was a familiar sight throughout his life, but like many farmers today, he adapted to newer sources of information.
It's a sad thing that it's stopping, but with the way that technology and information is nowadays, there's really not a need for a printed copy of it anymore. I'm sure the information will still be out there and still be available for people to, not necessarily under the name the Farmer's Almanac.
But did you know there's actually two Farmer's Almanacs? You have this Farmer's Almanac, this is the last edition. But then you have the old Farmer's Almanac. I spoke to Joe Bills, an associate editor of the old Farmer's Almanac, and he says they're going to continue publishing.
The Farmer's Almanac, which is based in Maine, announced that the 2026 issue that is currently on the newsstands will be their last one. That has spawned a lot of confusion for those of us at the old Farmer's Almanac. We are not going anywhere.
Bill says his publication, which started in 1792, has never missed a year since George Washington was president. The competing Farmer's Almanac dates back to 1818.
They have not necessarily published every year, but they have for the last few decades been sort of our primary competitor. So we are sorry to see them go.
Bill says almanacs were once essential when there was no radio, TV, or internet, providing weather forecasts, planting advice, and basic information farmers couldn't get anywhere else.
When you're flipping through a Farmer's Almanac, you're basically having the same experience, particularly if you're a farmer whose family has been reading the almanac for a long time. You're basically having the same experience that your father and maybe your grandfather and maybe his father and grandfather before him.
All right.
For Ellerby, even though he didn't use it personally, he recognizes what's being lost.
Anytime something has been in existence for 200 plus years and it's coming to an end, it feels like an end of an era, so to speak. It has some valuable farming information in it about how to plant things and where to plant things and the time of year to plant things.
While one almanac tradition ends, Bill says the pandemic actually brought new readers to his publication as more people started home gardens.
We've got some beautiful cabbage as well.
And Ellerby's sister will likely continue the family tradition.
That's possible. She's old school. She does everything by the book, when to plant, how to plant.
The final edition of the Farmer's Almanac is now available. Matt Bullock, WMBF News.